Yo, we back Thursday. It's been a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Last time we talked, it was spooky. It was a lot of game sevens. So then cleared. You know what I'm saying? So how y'all feeling?
Bittersweet.
Yeah.
Bittersweet, man. This is the worst part of the year, bro. No more
Is
daily
it?
basketball. Yeah, bro. There's no more daily
the worst.
basketball. We like a month away from watching Rico Hines highlights and fucking the big three. So bittersweet,
Yeah.
man. Bittersweet.
Okay,
Finals
okay,
coming
okay.
gonna be every other day, and then every 2 days when they switch sides.
Dark times. Dark times approaching.
Dark times. Okay. So, all right. Do y'all want to start with elimination teams? Y'all want to start the peak of the powers? Because we've been seeing some of the best games I've ever seen as of recently.
Let's start with the elimination, and then just make our way back.
It's nasty work. I'm trying to do it. Nasty work.
Try to get away from it.
It's nasty work. All right. So,
I mean, we could start with the number one seed. I mean, if it was up to me, we would start with the number one seed. You know,
why don't we take it out west, man? You know what I'm saying? People love the west. People love the west. You know, I mean, what happened in the west?
let's take
How
it
you
to
feel about the
west
West?
of Detroit. Take it to the west.
Okay, all right. This was going on. All right. So, yeah, we take it to Game 7. Pistons obviously got knocked out by the Cavaliers. Fell short and fell out of gas. I think that's been the biggest issue outside of just the style of play that was eventually going to catch up. Cade himself, he couldn't do it all. He has some stinkers, but what it comes down to is also that one, every star is going to have a bad game. And unfortunately for Pistons, Cade can't afford a bad game. 2, not only that he had collapsed lungs still, come to find out that he has a broken or fractured rib, and he playing through that. So
Miss me with that one.
Hey, look, bro, he had these bags strapped on both the sides of them like he was going to die, and I thought that was a little egregious, you know, for a lung type thing. I thought at least be one side, you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, just saying, ending the season notes. So yeah, it's over. But I'll let y'all take the floor because I know y'all want to go ahead and talk y'all shit, you know, whatever.
I ain't got much to say about the Pistons, man, but what I will say, kind of give y'all some grace, bro, is that it takes time to learn how to win, bro. Y'all was the number one seed in a year where people didn't expect that from y'all. They kind of expected the Knicks to be the number one seed or the Cavs to be the number one seed. But you got to get kudos to Cade, bro. You got to get kudos to Cade. I know Durant didn't show up in the playoffs, but you got to give kudos to him. Still extremely young team. Still an extremely young, you know what I'm saying? Like getting used to winning. Y'all was the worst team in the league 3 years ago. So you know what I'm saying? Like these are the bumps and bruises you gotta go through in order to get to the championship level. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all the number one seed, so it's expected of y'all to make it to the championship. But the playoffs are different beasts. You got 2 certified superstars, an MVP, you know what I'm saying, on the other side. And then Jarrett Allen just had you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is about game sevens, but that nigga unlocks a different type of beast in him. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got too much hate for the Pistons. Just like, y'all young, bro. And this is the road to greatness for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to keep y'all core together going into the offseason. I don't think they should trade nobody. Or like, none of y'all big 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, and trade some of y'all pieces to get a certified threat because it's proven that y'all can actually do something, you know?
That's all right. Go ahead. I'll be the last one to put the wrap in comment. Go ahead, Shadow. You know.
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
I gotta echo everything he said. Honestly, because think about it this way: Jenkins was on a 2-way at the beginning of the year. Didn't even know what he was gonna be. Was big for y'all. Like I told you before, I didn't even have the Pistons making the playoffs. I said Tobias was gonna get his usual 13 to 15. He did way better than that to even get y'all to the game 7. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he gave you more. Karis LeVert, he decided to come and learn how to play basketball again, and that's really all he needed was some help. And then with Darren, I think the biggest problem with Detroit is just Darren has to learn how to get points off of besides just actions from Cade. He has to be able to get a post move, work on that this summer. Same thing with Asor, man. If he can just get a little bit of a jump shot, they're gonna be so dangerous because he can do everything, but he just can't shoot. He don't even want to shoot. But I honestly, even though he's the number one seed, I feel like Detroit overachieved, especially when you see the way that their team is built. I think missing Duncan Robinson for that one game, really hurt. But they don't have nothing to hold their head down on. And I agree. I wouldn't change anything. I would just let the guys get in the lab, Darren, Asor, and just let Jenkins is he gonna get a little bit more time, and you just roll with what you got. If you want to get another shooter, sure, but Kevin Huerter missed a lot of games. They fine, man. I got a great coach. Just extended him. I think Detroit is fine. And people making big deal out Cade, them turnovers and stuff like that. That's like, bro. I mean, you got the ball in your hand, you gonna turn the ball over. That's just the way to bet, especially the way when everybody's keying in on you. But once Darren work on that post presence and start to do a little bit more with that jump shot, they'd be fine. I wouldn't change a thing, honestly.
That's fair. Okay. Well, you know what? I mean, dang, the Pistons in review, man. This is crazy. Freaking 10 in my eyes. I thought this was about to get real crazy.
Who you want though, and what you willing to give up for who you want?
So like everyone else, I think that we need the biggest concern for me is another ball handler. Like scoring is a big thing, right? But to be able to maneuver and not give Cade like a break matters. And I say that for all the heliocentric ball players. Like James Harden is no surprise, even though he's old and he was washed. When Chris Paul came there, that was one of the best we've seen him. Luke and Kyrie. We can even go back to 2000s ball and say Kobe and Derek Fisher, right? Like at least like even from that, like it's Kobe obviously, but having that extra person on court matters, like without a doubt. So that's probably like my number one thing. I agree with everything y'all say.
I'm waiting till the series was over, but losing Dennis Schroeder really hurt.
Man. I swear to God, I was about to say that.
it really hurt.
I was just waiting for you to finish. I'm like, Dennis Schroeder was just with y'all, man.
He was right there, bro. He was right there. I don't know why they traded him, but hey, man, lessons learned.
And that lineup, that was Cleveland's favorite lineup, having Schroeder play the point, so that way Mitchell could kind of roam and hate him. But man, that's what they was killing.
Yeah.
Just not having. Schroeder would just help so much because he's proven, even overseas, everything he's done, he's just a proven vet, It's like you just need somebody to just, handle the ball. Look at Minnesota with Conley, how he was able to come in and do what he needed to do just to give, you just need somebody who just handle the ball. And Cade was just having to do too much with the ball.
So I'm give y'all some insight because y'all know that as far as like Pistons, I follow all like Pistons, but gentleman named Koo from Locked On Pistons made a statement that the reason why, and I noticed and I echo what he says because ironically the GM Trajan came out there and said that he wants more like ball handling and shooting. That's what he wants. But apparently there was, I'm not going to say they were beefing, but it was like kind of a civil war essentially in the front office in JB. So in the beginning of the season, if you look at Asar, he was scoring more points. 14, 15 points a game. Then it changed. The reason why is because JB saw the team and said that I think we can like do this. We can make a deep playoff run. We can go to the Eastern Conference Finals. We could do this. Trajan wanted Asar to be more aggressive offensively, be able to handle the rock more to ease Cade. But since JB saw what he saw in the team and said, I want to bet on myself, he said, no, you lock in defensively. That will help our team way more, and we will figure everything out. Everything will work. I'm not going to say I don't think it's a waste of a season to go that route, but I think that I would have swapped out this season to have Asar develop. He was trying that mid-range. He was being more aggressive. It was a lot of things, and that just went away. DHOs was happening, like all that, and it just went away. And I couldn't understand why, but now it makes sense. So what's your all thoughts on that?
I mean, it's tough because you say that, then they turn around and give him a contract extension. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, No, I mean, no, funny. It's like if he does that, and they go from winning 40 whatever last year and winning whatever they won this year, and somebody else is the one that gets to develop them because they quote unquote underachieved based on what they did last year. Then it's like you stuck in the, So I mean, JB kind of had to bet on himself. I mean, as a fan, I definitely understand wanting to develop your team, but as a coach, and you see the people on your team, you like, man, we can go get this now. And then they was literally one game away from the Eastern Conference Finals, and then. It ain't like the Knicks is all world. I mean, it's just, anything can happen when you get there. You gotta play the game. So I think, like I said, just Duncan being out and then Duren kind of regressing, like having a 9-point drop, per game from the regular season. It just stuff like that just really hurt them. But that's basketball.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's the ins and outs, bro. And it's the coach got to hang his philosophy. He got to have a philosophy. So it's like we want to hang our hat on being a tough, gritty team. We don't need you to exert your energy on offense. Let Cade do that. Let Tobias do that. You know what I'm saying? And then Jenkins gave a spark. So it's like we wasn't expecting, like you said, like we wasn't expecting Duren to just like forget how to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? But he is young, and it's a young team. They got a super young core. So it's like as a coach, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta like, all right, bro, this. Bad boys basketball, this is what we doing, y'all. Fuck all that other shit. But you use the early parts of the regular season to kind of fill out your team anyway. Like, get your shots up, you know what I'm saying? See your spots. But when you in the practices every day, you seeing everything that's going on. You seeing the niggas running the ones. It's like, all right, bro, Cade is clearly our guy. Like, we're gonna focus the offense around him. Everybody else just play your role, bro. We don't need you to do all that shit. Just do what you're supposed to do. I get the, you know what I'm saying, front office expecting something different, but at the same time, hey man, coach is on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Coach is on the floor.
Right. Nah, that makes sense. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, my thing is this, that I'm not mad at the I'm not necessarily mad as an indifference thing, right? Because I'm a person that may want something, but if you are like a matter of fact and he actually did what he or close to doing what he was wanted to do, that's fine. My only issue is with this is that like going forward, I need for them to be absolutely on the same page, because another element in there that I'm remembering as I watched it, the reason why Trajan didn't get anybody extra because he didn't want to take those reps from Asar.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also, of course, people that can handle the rock.
Facts.
He's just so important to the team overall. He's going to play.
Yeah.
But I just look at it more so. It's just one of the things where it's like, look at it this way. Duren, he's a good player, but he's young, and he went against. I mean, Jared Allen been in the league, I don't even know how long, and then you got Evan Mobley, who was Defensive Player of the Year last year. Like, you just going up against people that are proven and already, been through this. Cleveland was supposed to be the team last year. They come back, they get Harden, they a year better, another year locked in, and they going against a young team who was, hard had his, defense and pray to Cade. So it just, just kind of just wasn't a good matchup. Even in the first round with Orlando, who wasn't even really a true ace. It's like just the matchups, man.
Yeah,
matchups make fights and makes styles make fights. So I just think, just run a course, because you could have ended up with Asar doing all that and you be in a Cooper Flag situation like he was this year. And who knows if JB is even still there? So it's just it's like, look at kids. So it's a win. It's a lose-lose situation. It just depends on how you look at it. But if I was a Pistons fan, I would definitely be encouraged for what we got going on, which I got going on next year. So
that's true. Okay, so all right, so that's pretty much the exit interview for the Pistons. We are done talking about them for the rest of the year, maybe until at least a draft or we see a trade. So overall, I think I'm just going to give my team. I'm going to give my team like a B. I'm going to give my team a B. A B for the season.
Safe. That's so safe. That's so safe. That's so safe.
I mean, I would like to give it an A, but like if our problems didn't persist, wasn't the thing that like that stabbed us and got us out of there, then it'd be A for me, whether we win or lose. But I looked at it and I'm like, I know that we're good. This is where we're going to hit the wall. And what are we going to do? And we didn't make the necessary changes. And people, like you said, we got unexpected contributors and stuff like that, but the change wasn't made there. So solid B for me. If I want to put any extra on it, B plus, borderline A, but that's where I got to put it.
Yeah, I get
You
B plus.
cleaned it up. You cleaned it up.
So, okay. Well, all right. So let's go ahead and go talk about the other team that got knocked out. Minnesota Timberwolves. I guess we can start on defensive end. There's kind of a lot of notes that I had throughout those, but I'll let you all have the floor. Which one want to start for the T-Wolves?
We knew what this was, bro. Unfortunately, we knew what this was, and they also called me a match man. Somebody who played with Anthony Edwards is playing in the Eastern Conference Finals. Somebody who plays with Anthony Edwards right now is currently at home. They said Rudy Gobert was the most talented big man Anthony Edwards ever played with, and they was wrong. Karl Anthony Towns is still playing right now to this day, but we knew what this was, man. Ant-Man was injured, bro. Ant-Man was injured. Then Io got injured, and then I don't think we seen Bones Highlands probably like twice in that whole series. So I don't know, man. The Spurs are just built, bro. They just built. They got too much depth. Bro. And then Wemby's playing out of his mind. Rudy's supposed to be his OG. It didn't look like that. Unfortunately for the Timberwolves, bro, they still need a piece. I thought they was going to use Mike Conley as a piece to get another threat for Anthony Edwards, or like somebody else to work with Anthony Edwards, but they went and brought him back. So they have to move on from Mike Conley. Unfortunately, I fuck with the OG, but like you got to move on for him, bro. He cannot keep getting significant minutes, bro. He's aged. Unfortunately, he's aged out of the game, at least in the West. He could go play in the East where the guards aren't so crazy, but in the West, it's too guard heavy. It's too guard heavy right now, bro. The Spurs got all the guards. OKC got all the guards. Like, it's too much to deal with, bro. Even the Lakers got all the guards. So they got to move on from that. They should have did that in the offseason. I mean, in free agency, but they brought him back instead. You know what I'm saying? I know Ant was fighting for him. He respect him a lot. But with AE being injured and still trying to come out there and put up a fight, like, it's just not much you can do. I wasn't a fan of him dapping everybody up, but it's like, bro, this shit over, bro. We down 40, bro. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, we knew what this was, bro. We knew what this was. He came out there, they tried to make it respectable, but man, the writing was on the wall from jump, bro.
Residential Spurs fan.
So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The main reason this series went the way it went was two things, so really three things. The injuries, of course, Wemby and Julius Randle. I think what you're saying about Conley is definitely valid, but if you look at the way this series went, Conley was the reason they was in a lot of these games. You know, he was the only other person that could handle the ball because DeSumo, I don't know what he was doing. I really like the Shannon guy. I really like Shannon. You know, I feel like he's not. He's very aggressive. He attacks. But you can't. And then even with Rudy, like Rudy had multiple double-digit rebound games. Like I can't. He's there to do what he's supposed to do. Julius Randle, you got to be crazy. You got to look yourself in the mirror, bro. 3 straight games with 12 points. Like you supposed to be you. That's why you here. You're supposed to be. You're supposed to be the bully. You're supposed to be the guy posting people up, doing all this. Granted, Jay McDaniel said that Wemby probably the greatest defender he ever played against in his life, but it's like at the same time, Jules, you got to put up some kind of fight against. Wemby not the only person out there, and you bigger than just about everybody else out there. So I just think that I don't know if it's the effort. They say it was maybe a lot of the talk about him getting traded, and him and Nas Reed and DiVincenzo kind of had hinted at that, you know, in they exit meetings. Just him not being all the way locked in and everybody being on different pages. But Randall, this is on Randall, man. Like it was so many of them games that could have went either way. If you have 18 points instead of 12, if you have 19, you know, extra 2 or 3 extra rebounds, this is on you. and you do that same thing every time, no matter where you at, whether it was New Orleans, was the LA, whenever you don't get the ball, you pout.
You check out.
It's like he only know how to be effective when he's getting the ball. It's like you can't win that way, because Nas Reed is like that. That man coming in and do what he asked to do and then some, And then even I'm gonna be honest, I know what you said about Ant. I don't blame Ant, because at the end of the day, he went right over there and sat next to DiVincenzo, his guy. He like, look, I'm sick of this, bro. He like, I'm looking at this man give no effort. My other man hurt. My other man that came in for him, he put forward effort, then he got hurt. Everybody doing what they supposed to do. Rudy giving you double-digit point game, and you just here, just stealing money.
That's the money shot right there.
You even got Shannon. Shannon up there attacking. He
right.
said, "Hey, when we can't block them all, I'm gonna keep going." And Randall just pouting because he can't get stop it. So at the end of the day, it's crazy, man.
What you supposed to do? Like Julius Randle's a curious case because niggas' moral victories. Like, I feel like his moral victory is staying healthy. He has such an injury-plagued career. So it's like, all right, bro, like, I made it through the year, you know what I'm saying? It's contract time, you know what I'm saying? That type shit. All the trade talk, like you said, like, so I feel like it was more so a moral victory. Like, all right, bro, I didn't get injured. I was out there. I competed. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes trade talk, it's like, all right, bro, I had a bad series, but I was available. You know what I'm saying? The best ability. So that type shit, I feel like that type shit is more so what he was focused on than like he could have just had a down series, but it's like when it comes time to negotiate, it's like, bro, I was there. Like, give me another year. Let's run it back, head ass. But also I heard talks like, I forgot, I think 520 said it, like he just bought land in Dallas type shit. He just bought some houses in Dallas. So it's like, maybe he already like, fuck it, bro. Like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, I'm gone.
Yeah, he might be done.
I don't know. I won't go back home,
I mean, my thing is, so here's the thing about the Julius Randle thing, right? Like, I think Julius also is also a very much strong, like, second ball handler, right? I think that's where he lacked that. And we've seen him do that throughout the season. It just, like you said, I don't know if it's a checkout thing, and he's very much so high and low when he checks out. Like, if you're not scoring, you had the ball, but create with the ball. You did nothing. By the time you got, it's like, we playing 2K, you know what I'm saying? And we hooping and someone get missed or open for a better shot or whatever the case may be, and they expect to get that. And then when you finally pass the ball, then I don't want to shoot anymore.
I don't want to shoot it now. Yeah.
Like, what do you
real hoopers do that. Yeah, real life and in 2K. So like, he needs to get out of his. I'm not going to say get out of his head because I can't use that as an excuse anymore. You've been in the league too long. Like, that's the biggest thing. He don't have that competitive fire. I think that was very much so, like, very much dice roll with that, because you also have somebody that is fiery. But I don't really see what the T-Wolves can do. I hear they're going for Giannis, so I'm just going to wait and see how that's going to go, because I'm not going to say that he obviously having Giannis in the top 5 player, when healthy, on your team is going to make your team better, but I don't think that really addresses the main issues.
Well, Ant is lobbying for Kyrie a lot. They were saying Ant has been lobbying for Kyrie.
Yeah.
And with Cooper doing what he's doing, in a way, Dallas kind of just lost kid, and we don't really know where they're going to be at. I mean, price might be low. He's especially coming off that ACL. So, I mean, that might be something. Maybe you can get, make something work right there. That would solve your ball handling problem and your scoring problem. And then you still, depending on what you got to give up. That would be nice. I mean, it wouldn't. I don't think it would. I mean, Rudy would still be back there, and I mean, Randall will probably be gone. But it just depends on what they have to give up for.
That's my thing. Like, for one, like, how much blame on this series do you put on Budenholzer? You know what I'm saying? On the coach for not, like, I don't want to say not necessarily making an adjustment, but just his game plan. They've been to the Western Conference Finals mad times. This is the first time they've been, like, got kicked out in the second round. I want to say like 2-3 years. So it's like,
they made the last 2 years. Yeah, Finch.
Last 2 years.
Oh, Finch.
Finch. Yeah, Finch.
So like, it's like, obviously something he's telling them to do is not working. It's not working. Like, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? I don't got the X's and O's in front of me right now, but at the same time, it's like something is not happening, bro. Something's not happening. I think it's Mike Conley. I think it's the point guard situation, but I think they kind of found they
found their bag.
With Bones and Io. But I don't think Ant and Rudy. I mean, it might be Julius Randle, but he's a utility player at best. Like he's never been a second fiddle. You know what I'm saying? Like he's never been like a number one option to me in any situation he's played on. But I think it's Ant and Rudy. I don't think they got great chemistry, bro. I think that they use a Rudy Gobert wrong. You know what I'm saying? He playing his role. He playing at somewhat elite level. But I don't think him and Ant have great chemistry, bro. I don't think they get along well.
But I don't think that Rudy was the issue. To me, Rudy showed way more in this series than people have gave credit for. He like even with the Wemby thing, right? He gave Wemby fits. It's just that he's Wemby. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I'm gonna just keep it a bean. Like he gave Wemby as many fits as he can, but the foot speed between him and Wemby, it's only so much you could do.
Yeah, and then last year it was just Jokic, and then the year before that it was just Hartenstein, or Anthony Davis. Like it's always somebody better than him. That's what I'm saying. Like
but that's why. But that's why basketball is a team sport. It's like if everybody else is not locked in and you doing your role and then you overcompensate for somebody else, it kind of do make you look like it shows your deficiency, but also shows the deficiencies of the team. Like, I mean, we talking about elite big men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though Rudy ain't elite offensively, you don't just accidentally get full DPOIs. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, like you said, the way they're using him sometimes isn't correct because he's not a pick and roll. I'm picking pop, I'm shooting,
He got no actions.
Yeah, and then there've been times there's been plenty of times where I seen Rudy down low calling for the ball. He get a 3 second. They look at him like, "Why?" I'm like, "Nigga, I'm open. I'm trying. I'm trying to do something." But that's just not how they use him. But I will say, like, even when we talk about like Bones, like he wasn't playing because he sucks on defense. Like you was playing in a high stake defensive battle against a elite defensive team in the Spurs, and it's like it's one thing if you can jack up threes from the logo like Bones be doing sometimes, but you can't guard a cone, and you can't guard Harper, you can't guard Castle, you can't guard Fox, you can't guard nobody,
right? That's true.
You can't guard Keldon Johnson because Keldon Johnson bullying Julius Randle. He damn sure going to bully you. It just
Yeah, and then Rudy got to deal with that. So now I got to watch out for Wemby, but then I got to watch out for back cuts. I got to make sure you're not getting beat. Like it's a lot that people are on Rudy about. That I really do think it's just how the system, how it goes. And also just even that flash, like he had a dime. Like he caught the ball. I forgot. I don't know if he was half court and kicked that joint to the corner so smooth. It was crazy. Like,
and I think people talk about how great Minnesota defensively how they are, but a big part of that is because of Rudy. Like
he's an anchor for sure.
The same way that the Castle was like, look, we can press up and do what we gotta do is we know we got Wemby back there. They guard their dogs themselves. Like having Rudy back there just helps a lot because I mean he ain't no scrub. I just think that when you're going up against Joker, it's like you gotta go against Wemby. It's like the way that Minnesota's built. They're built Ant, and then all right. Nas Reed gonna come and do his thing. It just requires too much. And I think they've been playing with DiVincenzo all year, who played all 82 games. So to lose him when they did is just tough, So
I agree. So I know I gave the grade for the exit grade for the Pistons as a B, but collectively, how do we feel about the Timberwolves?
Man, B-. They had injuries. Bro. I think they could have beat the Spurs. I think they could have beat the Spurs because they have experience. But the injuries and then Julius Randle deciding to go fishing early, kind of played them, bro. So it's not you can do about that, bro. I think they had the formula. Ant is also like a fan of Wemby and also not afraid of Wemby. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a matchup he looked forward to. But you know what I'm saying? Injuries, bro. Sometimes luck got to be on your side, and I just think they got unlucky this year.
I probably just say maybe a B plus, just because how they started the season. They kind of went under the radar and missed a lot of games. Came back, they kind of found their footing, and they was a couple games away from going right back to the Western Conference Finals for the third straight year. Just keep knocking their head up against that door. So it's like you said, something do got to change. But they are very well coached and great team. They just got a couple deficiencies and things they need to clean up. Ball handling being the main one. So
that's fair. That's fair. Oh, okay.
I'm about to say they need a legit second option, bro. McDaniels is coming along, but they need a legit second option, bro. Like, it can't just be having an amazing game, McDaniels having flashes. Like, somebody has to do something, bro. Somebody. The West is too deep for it just to be a 1.5. You know what I'm saying? 1 in a possible. Like, they need somebody else.
Yeah. And Nas is so good that he should be starting, but because of the way their team is set up, he got to come off the bench. If he don't come off the bench, their bench is grass. They have nothing.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So okay. So, all right, that's fair. I mean, I'm agree with the B too. I'm agree with the B-, honestly, and that's not even necessarily on the team itself, but I do think that with injuries and stuff, but having, like you said, a second creator is the best option in my opinion. And I don't want to fault the GM for that, because Julius Randle was doing that halfway through the year beforehand when he's locked in. But the other thing that's holding it back from being a B+ to me or anything like that, as far as a B or more so a B-, is because Finch. Some of them things and some of the plays or non-plays that he's running out there, it's absolutely insane. It looks like it's a madhouse. It looks like a lot of talent is being underutilized. Sometimes I see the crowd and how they just stuff the court and all that stuff, and I'm just figuring out, why is this not cleared out? Why plays not doing that? It's the Wild Wild West. Sometimes, a lot of times actually. So that may be a coaching issue for me, and I think that's something that need to be corrected. So, all right. So I'm going to say the best for last, so we can move back to the East. Oh no, I'll take that back. I'm gonna save the better games, because that was a little bit too much glaze. All right, that's a little bit too much glaze, but we're gonna say the better. I'm gonna say the better games right now. A little bit more the star power for the West, and talk about the East. So currently, right now, I believe what the split for the Knicks and the Cavaliers is what, they're 1-1, 2-1. Or am I tracking right?
It's 1-0.
1-0. Okay, so yeah, 1-0. Okay, 1-0. I'm going to get ahead of myself.
It's 2-0 right now. You might as well call this game over.
Yes. So I'm about to say, so as of right now of this recording, it is 8:52 on the 21st of May, and right now we're talking the third quarter is 60-76. Cavaliers versus Knicks, and Knicks are up. So, guys, let's talk about it. Both blown leads. It was crazy, right? So, but yeah, we want to start with this one because there's a lot to unpack.
Man, the Knicks are playing out of their minds right now. Niggas called me crazy. I told y'all they was gonna be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I told niggas. They said, no, you tweaking. Here you go, he's wilding. I told niggas. They playing out their mind right now. The Cavaliers just coming off of Game 7, so I didn't expect them to win Game 1. You know what I'm saying? They just came out of Game 7 dogfight. So I didn't expect them to win Game 1, but man, James Harden, we know what's going on, bro. He's 36, 37 years old, bro. Like, he is past his prime. He's still a great regular season player, but man, these back-to-back games are gonna get you, bro. These back-to-back games are gonna get you. And Donovan Mitchell, unfortunately, is in that same position he's always been in, even with the Jazz. Like, I'm so good that nobody else around me can be as good, and I gotta carry this shit by myself. And unfortunately for him in his career, bro, he probably won't ever reach a championship level unless like some magic happens, bro. Unless they get LeBron in the offseason, which they can do. But I feel sorry for the Cavs, bro. They're most likely gonna get swept. Bro. And I don't know what you want us to do, man. I don't know what you want us to do, man. It's an orange and blue year, man. Go New York.
Wow.
They
You ain't even say that in the chat. You just came out there and said this on video, which I'm gonna chop up.
I'm seeing it in real time, bro. I'm seeing it in real time. Like as we're potting, I got this shit on, bro, and it's just like they look fatigued, they look mentally drained. It's hard to win in the Garden. I don't think they got enough stamina to even win at home. The Knicks are playing out of their mind, bro. They're playing out of their mind. They're playing so fast. They're playing physical. They're using Towns in ways we haven't seen since his early days. So it's like, what do you want to do, bro? Jared Allen, we know them lights get bright. We know them lights bright for him. His eyelids are sensitive. It's hard to deal with, bro. It's hard to deal with, bro. If you rely on Max Strus to have a great game and not James Harden to have a great game, something's wrong. Something's wrong. What they really need is a wing. They need to see if they can put together a package for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. Okay. For Jaylen Brown. Oh gosh. Yeah. We'll save that for the end. We'll say that for the end for possibly trades and what we're hearing about. Go ahead, Shadow. Go ahead, talking shit. What you feel like?
I think the Cavs are fine, man. I just think they gotta regroup, get home. They figure it out. It's not a series to somebody went on the road. I think that the biggest problem for them is just, like I said, they probably just tired from everything they had to do against Detroit. And honestly, one of my good friends told me that he said Max Strus and OG Anunoby is the same player. And I'm not really gonna get into all that because I thought that was insane. But
that's
what crazy. That's definitely insane. But what I will say is, I just think that Cleveland, their strength is both of their bigs, along with having Mitchell. And the problem is that with a team like the Knicks are bruisers, but they also have a lot of wings. They have a lot of people that contribute. They have Mitchell Robinson, who's probably the best offensive rebounder in the world, obviously. And that's all he does. He don't want to do nothing else. You got Cat, who's being used in different ways. You have guys coming to the bench like Landry Shaman. You have
Jordan Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson. You got Miles McBride. You got so many guys, and then we're not even talking about Anunoby and Bridges and Hart, And I think that it's just, and then you talk about a wing. You mean like DeAndre Hunter, who they had last year, who they got specifically to be a wing to deal with the Celtics, who they didn't turn around and get rid of for a can of beans. I don't even know. I just, it's kind of you went backwards, But hey, man, I think we just gotta wait and see how Game 3 is. That'll really tell us a lot. But I don't really even care about this, honestly.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Not like that, because I just feel like it don't matter because whoever win losing anyway in the West. So I just think this is like the silver medal games.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, that's how I look at it.
You remember the belts that used to spell out the words with the LED lights on the joint?
Yeah.
One of them
going across.
One of them joints is coming for Game 3. It's gonna say New York Knicks floating across. Big leather LED belt.
No, not the LED belt. Oh my gosh. All right.
Thank these niggas in Cleveland, bro. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's over for these niggas, bro. It's over.
It's bad.
That's crazy. I mean, here's the thing. So one, I think that the Knicks. I'll give more credit to Cat. He is being used. Mike Brown, I'm a fan of as far as how he's using Cat. I still think that no matter what, how much you give Cat needs. There's a lot that has before it to make Cat work. It's not only just Cat, because they have won despite Cat, but Cat being a good just makes it way better. So I mean, I stand on that. And when you look at their talent on paper, that's kind of a stacked team. To be honest with you, they underachieved. They're just now hitting their peak at the right time. So
I think that's good though. Like I think they played possum.
That's fair. That's fair. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to tip the scale, and I agree with Shadow. I don't think that this game is necessarily over. After playing against the Cavs also still are an entirely different team at home. And James Harden is definitely going to be one of them teams. He's going to have a few of those games eventually. especially since they said the reports came out that said that he will. You funny as shit, but he will. This playoff run will determine his bag. So, I mean, we're gonna see some vintage James Harden. It took a while for him to do that to us. So.
Man, unless Adam Silver make the call and say, look, bro, nobody's watching this series. Y'all, hey, look, New York, y'all tone it down for a game or two, man. Y'all tone it down. That's the only way I see this shit happening, bro. Eventually, it's already 2-0, bro. You only got 3 more games if y'all sneak one in at home. Like, this shit is over, bro. It's over. If the Lakers can get swept, we don't give a fuck about James Harden. Fuck this nigga, man. Get him out of here. I'm a Harden fan too. Best shoes in the league. But at the same time, bro, he's a known magician, bro. He's going to disappear. He's gonna disappear, and it's happening right in front of our eyes, bro. And unfortunately, Donovan Mitchell is gonna show up. He's just gonna show up by his lonely, bro. He's just gonna show up by his lonely.
See, the thing is though, it's kind of the problem. That one of the things that was going on with KD and the Rockets, the same thing that's going on with Harden. Like Harden wasn't there at the beginning of the year; he was there to just be another piece. Like nobody's asking James Harden to come and be the savior for a team that was expected to be great last year. He's just supposed to help add to that. I think a lot of times people will be getting caught up in, damn, what is Harden? Harden is just supposed to just be there, and then when you need him, he helps control the game and stuff like that. Mitchell was going to do what Mitchell does. The bread and butter for this, if you're honest, Jared Allen has improved so much because of James Harden, playing with James Harden. The things that him and Zubac were doing, the things that him and Clint Capella were doing, that is Jared Allen is a big recipient of having James Harden on his team. So I think that you don't even get the numbers you're getting from Allen and the confidence without Harden being there. And I think that's just one of the things that Harden does to kind of unlock. But if you expect him to have Houston Rockets 40, 50, 30, that's them days over. You know what I'm saying? He is over 40 years old. His job, when I see, and I don't care if that man go 1 for 20. Every time that man step back and shoot a 3, I just feel like it's gonna go in. I don't know. I'm just too connected to it. I just seen it too many times. It's like it just always look like it's going in. So when it don't, it's like, all right, cool, we're gonna shoot another one. I just think that Cleveland, man, I just think that game 3 is going to tell a lot. And if they lose, then it's like, okay, well, how it depends on how the game goes. But that's what I'll be looking at, just to see how they play. But I mean, at the Knicks, I'm not surprised at the Knicks because everybody's picked the Knicks be number 1 this year. You ain't had no Tatum, nobody was believing in Boston. Giannis was hurt, Tyrese Halliburton hurt. They supposed to be the number 1 seed. They were supposed to be the best team in the league. They're supposed to be the best team in the East at the bare minimum. So, to be the 3 seed and kind of just, figure stuff out because you got a new coach.
Yeah, nigga,
let's trying to figure out how to use them. They chilling.
We coasted to the finals, bro. We're coasting to the finals, bro. Easiest path. Literally the easiest path.
Okay.
The other thing I was gonna say was like, just on the Harden piece, like, unfortunately, like you said, the same thing with KD. Like, you cannot buy chemistry, bro. This Knicks team is built on chemistry, and you can see it all through the floor.
That's a fact.
When they get Harden at the trade deadline, and you lose Darius Garland, you can't buy chemistry, bro. Like, they doing what they're supposed to do, but that's exactly why they're not gonna make it this year. You basically just extended Donovan Mitchell's window for 2 years with Harden, and on the James Harden project. But when you lose Garland, it's like, hey, man, we're not going to win this year, but let's get ready for next year. See if we can do something in the offseason.
Okay.
Pay for star power instead of paying for a championship.
I mean, well, like I said, I agree with Shadow that arguably they could have been the best, like, look, on paper could have been the best team in the league because just their lineup, just their starting lineup alone. Like, obviously, we talk about, like, the Spurs, right? They don't have a Wemby, but if you look through that 1 through 4, and they play like they're supposed to. We see the chemistry and all that stuff too. That's not a wild statement. So, one, I'll give you credit for saying that, especially on stream, but especially on video, because people may have really called you a madman. We got some apostles down there thinking he really a madman. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We're going to be back at it again, locked in. So, I'd much rather not. We'll talk about that towards the end, I guess, when it comes to East versus West. But let's go ahead and move on because we're at 15 minutes left, and this is a lot to talk about. So, Spurs at OKC, as of right now, it is 1-1. Very, very crazy games. I think both ways, honestly. So, this is going to be a hell of a match. I think that OKC also has that pedigree and stuff like that. I'm glad SGA bounced back, essentially, because the MVP. I do think that Wemby took it personal in their home that you're going to say, give you the MVP trophy, and he got checked there, so it was belt to ass. The first one, Steph Curry shit, loco shot. So there's a lot of things to go on. But I'm just going to pop this off and say this, and now let y'all have the floor. For the most part, is that Wemby's the best 22-year-old I've seen. And if it continues to, the trajectory continues to happen like this, bearing health, GG's. GG's. So, yeah.
He's a dog, man. He's a dog. And he's only got to get better the more offseason work he put in. The offseason work that he put in this year is clearly showing, bruh. He has go-to moves now. He did strength training. It's a lot happening, bruh. That nigga, he's a different level. He's a different level beast, bruh. And then you just got the knowledge part of it. Like, the Spurs organization is one of the true dynasties. Even though they're not at like championship status right now, or you know what I'm saying, for the last couple of years they haven't been at championship status. They just got so much, bro. They have so much history. Pop still being in the building. I think Mitch Johnson got the earbud in his ear, bro. I think Pop calling up them plays, bro. They got to check that nigga for the invisible AirPod. I think Pop is running the show, bro. I don't know if Mitch is really doing it, but the Spurs is just like, bro. He can just soak up so much game, bro. It's free game, bro. And you can tell he really loves the game. He's really passionate, bro. Like. So when you get a player like that, bro, that's what separates him from the rest of his class, bro. That's what separates him from a Chet Holmgren or, you know what I'm saying, the other players in his class. But it's still a series. He still got to go out there and do it. I don't think they're ready to hand the league over to him yet. I think it's still OKC's league, if you ask me.
Man.
I think I've been a Spurs fan since probably was like 9 or 10 years old, probably a little younger than that. And I've seen a lot. I think that Wemby is exactly what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be a Spur. You know, being a Spur is more than just being a great basketball player. It's about understanding the game of basketball and the way that the team works. You know, a lot of people say it's a system, they say it's a machine, but when you think about it, the Spurs have always been, you know, a team. You know, we won a championship with a team with a bunch of foreign players, from Thiago Splitter, Parker, Duncan, Ginobili. I'm talking about Aaron Baines. I'm talking about just Patty Mills. You know, the whole team. Like the whole team, just about 4 hours, and that goes to our character development, our scouting. And so when I look at us now, I just want us to continue the course. You know, people talk about you got to trade Fox because Harper too good. Man, we just need to be the team that we've been. You know, we just need to continue to be the team. Harper is 20, Wemby's 22. I think Cass was 21. Like, they're young. You know,
yeah. I
just want us to continue to do what we need to do. Keep playing the game. Got a nice mix of vets. And just you know, having Vassell, having Keldon, having Julian Champagnie, that really helps a lot. And honestly, I'm just excited. I watched that game last night. I was, you know, I understood that, you know, they backed up was against the wall. They had to get out. And even that was a super close game. You know, we lost Dylan Harper with the adductor, and they lost Jalen Williams with the hamstring again. So at this point, everybody's banged up. We're just trying to figure out ways to win. We got one at home. If we can just win our home games, we'll be good. But we're trying to win every game. So, you know, the biggest thing that I would say is that just continue to play the Spurs way. And don't get caught up in all that extra stuff, and we'll be fine. You know?
So I would say I have a question. How do you feel about Castle turnovers?
I'm not mad at it at all, because if you watch, and I think that's why a lot of times people see the stat sheet, they see the numbers, but you watch the game. A lot of it is just, trying to make plays. A lot of it is just, OKC's defense. And then also, he's the point guard. You don't have Fox. And then you lose Harper. And you are the only other really ball handler on the team. It's kind of like how, similar to the KD situation, especially with the injuries that we have right now, Castle has to have the ball in his hand. And you have a high usage rate. It also comes that I don't want to say he's not a pure point guard, but that's not what makes him great. He has great vision. He's unstoppable at getting to the rim, but his handle isn't the tightest. But I'm not overly concerned about it because he makes up for it in so many different ways. And without him, I don't care if you got Wemby or not. We would definitely not be where we are without Castle.
Hey man, UConn baby,
UConn boy.
Yeah,
And you know me, I was pissed when we drafted. I said, what? It's like, bro, Reed Shepherd right there. Y'all take, man, boy, I sound crazy.
I sound crazy.
So
yeah, nah, man. Okay. So my next question is, what do you feel like? So I see two things, right, with that series itself. I see them being like extremely physical with Wemby. When Wemby's playing through it, I see multiple things. Do we think the SGA brings that same type of punching power in the next game? Because to me, I don't think that it can happen. I think he's going to put up points. I think he'll have a good game, but I don't think that the Spurs are going to allow him to be as efficient as he was that last game. I don't think that, to be honest.
Well, even he said it. He said that he wasn't even as efficient as he wanted to be. He wasn't really. It's just because he getting different looks. He got great defenders on him, and even if he's like, you look at the stat sheet, you're like, man, he scored 30, but it's like the way you getting those, And then you got to realize the game was a couple possessions, 1 or 2 possessions from being completely different. So I'm just looking at it like, look, just keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna be at home. Your role play is going to step up. We got big contributions from guys like McLaughlin, and if we've got to play water, we're just a team, and Harrison Boston coming there. So I think it's more so about, you seen Caruso came back down to earth a little bit, he still had a little bit too many points for my liking. And, you got Hartenstein, but it'll be different. It'll be different in San Antonio, because you realize how pivotal game 3 is because you don't want to give home court right back. So we'll see.
Gotcha. That's fair.
I think he gonna have to. What I think OKC problem was, I don't think Jalen Williams should have played at all. He coming fresh off an injury. Anytime a player comes fresh off an injury, the team is bound to lose. It's been a consistent thing throughout this whole playoffs. I don't think he should have played at all. I think they should have just kept those minutes to not J-Dub, but AJ Mitchell, Casey Wallace, especially.
Oh gosh, Casey Wallace is so slept on.
Yeah,
I was a fan of Casey Wallace coming out for sure.
A good player, bro. He's such a good player. But I think I don't know if he's gonna be efficient, but he's gonna have to have a super efficient game. If not, they're gonna have to. One of their role players is gonna have to step up. I mean, and they got a ton of them, so it's like anybody could go off. McCain can have a fucking dynamite game, but if we going to San Antonio with the Fiesta theme, you know what I'm saying? It's blue, orange, and pink in that motherfucker. All types of shit's gonna be happening. Yeah. We know how Wemby get when he at home, bro. We know how Castle get when he at home. It's gonna be rocking.
They got the Tostitos colors.
Oh, did y'all happen to see that dunk?
Oh, that Castle? Yeah. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I just we've been doing that all year, so I was like, oh, that's crazy. But he was in the dunk contest. I just seen Castle been doing that forever. So
the pundit, that nigga.
Nah. I agree with you though about the ball handle with because me and one of my friends were talking about that because he's a UConn fan, Celtics fan. We were talking about that and he's like, I was like, when it comes to the turnovers, right? Like I know he's young and stuff like that too, but I need for people to understand that when someone turns into the system, like in that aspect, that these things are going to happen. So I was like, I want that. Yeah, that's what he said when we was going back and forth. He was like, that's what he said because he was like, oh, you feel some type of way about Cade. I'm like, well, one, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a fan of Castle because he comes from UConn. All right, big fan of Castle. So if there's anybody that I will quote unquote like dislike about the Spurs, or dislike someone of the Spurs, it won't be Castle. I can tell you that much. But I need for people to just understand that heliocentric ball really is tough. And then also I understand he's going against OKC, young. So, I mean, I just when I see people talking about it too. So I'm not really necessarily mad at it, but I don't think it should tip to like, I don't think that he should get as much flack as Cade, because Cade is older and been in there, and he's going against OKC. But I'm glad something is being said. From the things I see from Castle, he's been uber confident, always been that. And when he comes with his back against his wall, and I know that like Shadow said, the Spurs are an A-class organization, that's just going to put a battery pack in him. Whether we see it in this offs now, and they progress, or they go home and we see it transpire to the next year. So, yeah, I'm for it. I'm for it.
Even if you watched the end of the game last night after the buzzers, Wemby and Vassell and everybody, they dapping each other, hugging each other, like, like that pity party. But it's like, all right, we good. It's like we going back home to the crib. It's like, we wanted to get this one. It ain't like we settled for the split. But it's like, we good.
They did that job, bro.
They did
job. You supposed to still win on the road.
So we just gonna go back home tomorrow. Fiesta gonna be crazy. Hopefully De'Aaron can play, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Because I don't think Williams is gonna play. So
he don't need to play. He hasn't been playing the whole series. He don't need to play.
No, he don't need to play. Like OKC don't. I'm not gonna say OKC don't need him, but they kind of don't need him. But
if he didn't play that game one, they would have. Out.
Oh yeah, it'd been smoked
because Caruso getting 30 and him getting 26. So
that was AJ Mitchell's 26. That was AJ Mitchell's 26.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, and AJ Mitchell did it very much so efficiently. J-Dub had like 26, 30 points, but he took 30 shots. So I mean, you get it how you get it. Spurs are tough too, especially on defense, but nonetheless, I mean, we'll see what happens. This is early. I know we got a few minutes in this, so we can get ready to wrap this up. But how do we feel? Do we feel what is the matchup outside of you also just being the fan, Shadow? Do you feel like will be the best matchup for the finals? Obviously, we think Knicks versus.
Oh, if I had the choice, I would pick Cleveland in a heartbeat. We already lost to the Knicks 2 or 3 times. I don't want to play the Knicks, but I do think. I think it would be. I think it would be different when you got a 7-game series planning for them. But we would sweep Cleveland. It'd be like 07 all over again. Ain't nobody worried about Cleveland. Not with. I mean, styles make fights. They don't have a soul on earth that can stop nobody on our team. Castle, Harper, Fox, you name it. Everybody lunch meat.
That's true.
Don't matter.
You don't think that
40 in there.
Carter Bryant is nice, bro. Carter Bryant is so nice in my opinion. I fuck with Carter Bryant too. But so you don't think that the Cavaliers would pose a problem, especially like with Wemby, like we just had a conversation about Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, right? You don't think that would have played a role against the Spurs? Like it would be an issue?
Nah, because if they're gonna have to, they can't play both of them at the same time. If it's gonna have to be how they did, Minnesota did. And if they don't, like Allen can't, it's gonna have to go deal with Wemby. He's gonna beat him off the dribble, and that's gonna create space for Castle and Harper and Fox to do what they want to do, is get to the rack. I just don't think it's a good matchup for them, And I think that if Mitchell was struggling, man, them Spurs young guards is dogs on defense. So Carter Bryant, boy, I don't know. I just would rather play the Cavs because I know that the Knicks that's a different beast, man. Knicks are tough. I would love the Spurs Knicks finals as a fan, but as somebody who just want to get another ring, oh yeah, give me Cavs.
Give me Cavs.
Give me Cavs, yeah.
Easy.
Okay. Let's say, how do you feel about this? Do you feel that one? I mean, well, it sounds like Shadow just expressed that the Knicks are a threat. Do you think that if it came down to the finals, obviously I'm not gonna say you've been rooting for the Knicks, but the Knicks. This is your pick you had. Do you think that the Knicks could actually pull that off to beat either one of these teams in the finals?
Fuck no. Hell no. Hell no.
Damn.
They're the best in the East, but the West is different, bro. They got too much, bro. Either way you go at it. OKC got too much. Spurs got too much. Like, the Knicks are good because the East is weak. The East was weak this year. They, like I said, they had the easiest path to the finals, and they got the easiest path to the NBA finals. The West, you got to go through battles. The last thing you want to do is see a battle-tested OKC or a battle-tested and hungry San Antonio. The Knicks are good, but they're not that good, bro. They're good, but they're not that good. They got depth. Mike Brown's a hell of a coach, but the West has everybody on both of those teams are really good. Everybody, like Josh Hart has an off night. You're down bad if you're the Knicks. Fucking Mikal Bridges disappears again. You're down bad if you're the Knicks. OG Anunoby, injury history. He goes out for a game, you're down bad. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got a little bit of depth, but not as much as the West, bro. And like I said, the West got all the guards. Jalen Brunson is a little man. The little man cannot be the best player, bro. The little man cannot be the best player.
No, I think that the East is not getting enough credit. And I can't stand the Knicks, but I think that, like Shadow said, I mean, obviously regular season and postseason are totally two different beasts. Like you said, Game 7, but I do think the way that they're using Cat, and this is where I'm gonna give Cat his credit, is the X factor. Because I mean, you're right, that can go in both ways. Like, God forsake, like something happened with Castle. Then what? Shadow just said that he's like, maybe not the best player, but he's also one, if not the most important player on the team. So, you know, if that happens, then what? You can say the same thing about the Knicks as well, but they are a little bit more. They're a little bit more injury prone, but I don't think in that series they will be Jalen Brunson being quote unquote the best player. It will have to come from Towns, the way the Towns stretch the floor. And the thing you want to do is get Wemby away from the basket. That's the best thing you can do. So, and I think the Knicks kind of have the best shot of doing that.
They got the best shot, but it's gonna rim out, bro. It's not gonna land. Like, I mean, it ain't enough, bro. It's not enough.
I'm about to say, but also
I'll just say the Hawks and the Cavs, and you know, it's a little different, you know, than playing on the West Side, you know. But I do think that the Knicks are a big threat. I think it'll come down to our guards, honestly. If our guards can handle SGA, then it's like, Brunson, I'm sorry, but you 6 feet, and it's like you're gonna have to score 40.
Every night.
Hey, look. I mean, but look. All I'm saying is, I agree with you. Guards definitely play for sure, but we kind of gotta we're a little bit over time. So, but y'all gotta put more respect on the East. And I mean by that is not like as a totality, you're right. Like, the gauntlet is something different. But when it comes to these top tier teams, like, I'm looking at it, what OKC went 4-3 versus Indiana Pacers. Boston Celtics, you know, over Dallas. Denver over Miami. Golden State beat Boston. Boston won like Milwaukee. But like,
let your Brian like it over there on the West Side, bro.
I'm just saying. When I look at this, there's a lot more East than people give credit, especially over the last 10 years. Over the last 5, what you want to say? So 2020, we have Lakers, then Milwaukee won, went back to the West, to the East, now to the West. So it could be possible that East pop up at least this year or next year. But every year they've said that, everyone said that the East wasn't going to win shit. East not going to be this, East not going to be that. But the margin of the 5 years East is not trailing by that much, more than what people give credit for.
I mean, it's 3-2 West. Like, it's 3-2 West.
Yeah.
So,
like, but the way people talk about it is it should be a sweep.
No, I think it's also just because of people are looking at what it takes to get to the finals in the West versus what it takes to get to the finals in the East, you know. Like nobody's gonna be like, oh my god, the battle tested Knicks. They beat the Hawks and they beat Cleveland. They swept Philly with an injured Embiid. You know, no, it's you know,
yeah.
Versus it's a gauntlet in the West. But we'll see.
That's fair. Well, look, man, we're over time. Like I said, DJ down there, Stream Mafia, you know what I'm saying?
It's happening, bro. It's happening. Shit going on.
So we're 4 minutes over. Hey, shout out to this few viewers that we see. Shout out to the 185, 86 followers as well. Once again, shout out to Shadow being here and always showing up. And hey, this is his team. It's him to shine. Because boy, if I was in that seat, I'd be going crazy.
Thunder up, baby. Thunder up.
Thunder up, I guess. But yeah, we'll see y'all Monday for the comics and anime, and of course Thursday for our sports. That's it for now. Sports Notion, you know what I'm saying? Take for take. Y'all have a good week.